Welcome to the Beads Make Me Happy studio. My name is Christina, and in this video, we will be making our triple wrap bracelet in a luster mix. We'll be needing 3 strands of 4mm fire polish beads and a button with a shank on the back. In our kit, you can pick from either an antique silver, antique gold, or an antique copper button to go with these cute luster beads. I couldn't pick, so I gave you options. This kit comes with 6 feet of 1.5mm leather. For wrap bracelets, you need 2 feet per wrap around the wrist. So if you want a 6 wrap bracelet, you need 12 feet of leather. You will also have 12 feet of micro Eslon, Tex 70. This nylon cord is 0.12mm in diameter. The size and type of cord you need for wrap bracelets will vary depending on the beads you plan to use. The cord has to be strong, but also thin enough to go through the bead hole multiple times. Some cord options are silk knotting cord or 10-pound fire line for smaller beads. When you get all the cord off the spool, gently pull it every couple of feet to stretch out the cord and soothe out the kinks. You're going to need 2 big eye needles. These needles are my favorite. The whole needle opens right up and you can put any size cord inside. They can be a little tricky to open at first, so save that packaging and it'll help you open up the needle. First things first, and probably the most important step, you must clear off your workspace. I'm talking like not even a pair of scissors. I recommend working on a really large table with nothing on it. Clean anything that the cord could get caught on. This will help prevent knots. We're working with a lot of cord and it can be pretty tricky at first, so make sure your workspace is large and clear. We're going to start off by stringing on the button. The buttons in the kit have a shank on the back to string the cord right through. If you're using a button that has 2 holes, go up one hole and down the other. Fold the cord in half and line up the 2 ends. Position your button in the middle of the leather. Make sure that the sides are even and you have the same amount of cord on both sides. Now we're going to tie a knot under the button. I like to tie a single wall knot so that the cords line up straight under the button. Hold the button in your left hand. Cross the right side of the leather in front of the left and bring it around the back of the button and pinch it in place. You want to be able to see that loop on the left side clearly. Next, reach behind the right side cord, grab the left side, find the end of that left cord, and cross it over the top of the leather and thread that cord into the loop on the left. Pull really slow and keep all of the leather under the button. Don't let any of this knot or cord cross the button. Gently tighten and pull each side slowly till the knot cinches up under the button shank. You want to leave a little bit of a gap between the shank and the knot. This gives the button a little wiggle room so it's easier to put the bracelet on and take it off. Keep tightening and adjusting both sides of the leather till you are happy with the position of this knot. This knot takes a little bit of practice. Please do not hesitate or feel bad to pause and rewind. It is tricky, but it is so clean. You can also do a simple overhand knot, but the cord will be at an angle rather than coming straight down out of the button. But a knot is a knot. It doesn't matter how you get there. Just tie a knot under the button. Now we need to secure this down so we can start adding beads. You can use tape and tape the top and tape the bottom. You can attach it to a loom if you have one. I'm going to use a clipboard to help me hold it down. My clipboard has this little gap under the clip that magically holds the button in place, but if you have a more traditional clipboard, use a paper towel to create a cushion to protect your button and your leather. Just make sure that you can still see the top underneath the knot. Next, I'm going to wrap the leather down and around the back of the clipboard and tape it to the back. You want this nice and sturdy, and you want your leather pieces to be tight and straight so that they're not moving around everywhere and causing problems. Now we're going to put our needles onto the Eslon cord. You're going to want 1 needle on each end of the cord. I have a hard time opening these needles, so I use the corner of the packaging to help me get in there and wiggle it open. Slide the cord into the needle and leave about a 1-inch tail. You do not want a super long tail. The big eye needles are amazing, but they are rough on the cord. And by the end of this bracelet, they will start to cut through the cord. If it does cut through while you're working, you're only going to lose 1 inch and you can move it down. But if you've got this big 2-foot tail and your big eye needle cuts your cord, you lose 2 feet and probably won't be able to finish your bracelet. Pass the S-Lon under both pieces of leather. The S-Lon should be underneath the leather. String your other needle onto the other side and find the middle of this S-Lon cord. I actually have to stand up for this part. This cord is long, so stand up and find the center. You can put both needles together and gently pull and pull till you find the center of this cord. This is probably the hardest part. Finding the center and getting that first bead on there and not losing the center of that S-Lon is the trickiest part. String 1 bead onto the right side and slide it down and under the leather on the right side and onto the center of the S-Lon. You will have this 1 bead in the middle of both of the pieces of leather with the S-Lon coming out from under the leather on both sides. Now I'm going to zoom in so we can get a close-up of these next steps. All right, guys, for the sake of this video, I trimmed my cord really short so I don't keep hitting my tripod. This is take 25 if anyone was wondering. Anyways, we've got our bead in the middle and the S-Lon coming out from under the leather on both sides. Gently move that left side up and out of the way. Try not to bundle it too much or it can knot itself. Pick up that right side needle and pass it over the top of the leather on the right side, into the bead, and under the leather on the left. Hold the bead in the left cord with your fingers and gently pull that right side down and to the left. Try not to let the left side of the S-Lon and the right side of the S-Lon cross or tangle each other. Keep them in their own sections. That left cord should be up at the top. That right one is down at the bottom, and they are not touching each other. Next, pick up that left side needle, pass it on top of the left side leather, through the bead, and under the leather on the right. Hold that bead in place and pull all the way through. Grab onto both sides of the S-Lon and pull them straight out and tighten that cord around the leather. Now you need to check on your S-Lon cord. More than likely, you have lost the middle. It's okay if it's 1 inch or so off, but you want to make sure it's not dramatically off. You need both sides of this cord to be even or you risk running out of cord. Adjust accordingly before moving on to the next bead. Push that bead up towards the knot and get it in position. You need to leave a little bit of space between the knot and the bead. If that bead is pushed right up against that knot, that first bead is going to pucker out. So you want to leave this little triangle of space between the knot and the bead. Make sure your S-Lon is under the leather on both sides before you move on to the next bead. You always start with the S-Lon under the leather. Move that left side up and out of the way. String your next bead onto the right side. Pick any color you want or pull them off the strand in the order they came. It doesn't matter. Skip over the right side leather and dive under the left side of the leather. Hold that bead in place between the leathers and pull all the way through, laying that cord down and out of the way of the left side cord. Pick up the left side needle and go over the left side of the leather cord and into the bead. You can pick up the bead if that's easier and pass the needle through the bead and then thread the needle under the right side of the cord. Gently pull both sides straight out to tighten the bead. And that's pretty much it. Keep going, adding 1 bead at a time till you get to the end. I like to always start on the right side just to keep it consistent. Make sure before adding a bead your S-Lon is under the leather and try really, really hard not to get a knot. If you do, don't panic. Most of the time the S-Lon is just twisted and a knot can easily be undone. Keep adding one bead at a time till you get to the end of the clipboard. When you get to the end of the clipboard or the end of your loom or your tape, you need to adjust so you can continue. Remove the tape on the back and move the bracelet up to the clip so that you can line up the next section of leather that still needs beads. Please use a folded up paper towel to create a nice thick cushion so that it protects your beads and your leather. Straighten everything out, retape your leather on the back of the clipboard, and make sure your S-line is coming out from underneath the leather cord before you continue adding beads. Sizing wrap bracelets is a little tricky. People really like these tight, so you don't want it to be too big. A standard bracelet is about 6.5 inches. So, in theory, a triple wrap bracelet should be about 19.5 inches. The button and that first initial loop take up about a half an inch, 3/4 of an inch. So, I would start out with about 19 inches worth of beads and then take it off, try it on, and see how it feels. We are going to be adding a 3-loop extension on the end, so if you plan to gift or sell your wrap bracelet, you have some wiggle room with an adjustable size. Clip up your bracelet so the beads at the very end are in the clip. Make sure you use that paper towel to protect your beads. Now we're going to tie off our S-line. Start by making sure the S-line cord is under the leather on both sides. We are going to tie off one side at a time, starting with the right side using a square knot. Grab the right side S-line and pass it under the right side leather. It's going to create a loop there on the right side. Don't pull it all the way through yet. You want to maintain that loop on the right side. Pass that cord under the leather, back around the top of the leather and into that loop. That's going to create a little hitch onto that leather. Put it into that loop and pull really slow right up to the bead. Make sure that knot is nice and tight, and then take the right side S-line, put it on top of the leather, and back up into the loop. We are going to go back and forth, over, under, over, under. So this next one, we go under the leather. Grab the S-line under the leather and put it back into the loop. Gently pull that S-line cord out to the side so that next little hitch lines up right under the first one. Keep repeating these steps till you have made about 1/4 of an inch of loops. This is about 5 or 6 sets of over-unders. Then repeat this same process on the left side. Before we tie off the leather, make sure your S-line knots are super tight. Pull really hard. That S-line will kind of like embed itself into the leather. Once those are nice and tight, trim the cord, leaving the smallest, tiniest little bit of tail. You can use a lighter to burn that little tail and tap it down onto the knot. This will help secure that cord. You can also dab some clear glue and make sure those knots stay knotted. I am not opposed to covering that whole square knot in glue. That is actually my top recommendation. It will make that S-line a little bit darker when it dries, but totally worth it in the end. Now we need to tie off the leather. We're going to do another single wall knot here at the bottom. Hold the bracelet in your left hand. Wrap the right side of the leather around the front and behind the bracelet. Reach behind the right side of the leather and grab the left side. Bring it around the front and thread it through that loop on the left. Pull that cord all the way through and gently tighten this knot, pulling the left side and the right side to get that knot to tighten right up close to the bead. You are going to leave a little gap between the bead and the knot, but make sure it's still nice and tight. Get that knot nice and tight, and now we're going to add the button. You got to make sure the loop for the button is the right size. If it's too big, your bracelet will fall off. If it's too small, your button won't fit. So grab the button and kind of measure it with your hands. Put the button in on its side and pinch right about where you think is going to be a good, nice spot for that loop to go. Not too tight, not too loose. That's where we want to try to land our knot. We're going to tie this leather in an overhand knot. So gather up both pieces of leather, wrap them in a loop, and stick the leather back inside themselves. This is just a super basic overhand knot. And tighten that knot, scooch it down to where that button fits. You can even put that button back in there and tighten the knot right next to the button. Make sure it's not too tight. Next, we're going to tie our second knot the same distance away from that first one. I use my fingers to kind of pinch where I think that knot needs to land and tie an overhand knot and guide it down to where my fingers are pinched. Pull that nice and tight, and before you really give it a tighten, you can test that button out and see if it fits. You can visualize how long they're supposed to be and make sure you get that nice tight spot. Tie a third knot. And this is our adjustable bracelet. This now makes this bracelet 3 different sizes. So if you are planning to sell or get this bracelet, you have options. And if those knots are annoying for somebody, once they figure out what size they need, they can just cut it at the knot. Now all you gotta do is trim off that excess leather and you are all set. I like to trim it at an angle for vibes, leave about a 1/2 inch. And you are all finished with your wrap bracelet. I know it's a little tricky in the beginning with all that cord you're working with, but I hope you enjoyed this project. I definitely have some more designs in mind for some future DIY kits. You can shop our kits, our beading supplies at beadsmakemehappy.com. Thanks so much for joining us. Share with your friends, tag us on social media, Beads Make Me Happy or Capital City Beads. I'm always here if you have any questions. Feel free to DM me or email me. My name's Christina. Thank you again for joining me. Bye.